Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Christiana Mausi Sairam. I'm a public health practitioner. In this video, I'd like to talk about the best gift that you can give to your child on his or her birthday. So let's get into it. So, for example, if your child is turning 3 years, for example, 3 years, I want you to go into Google and type in developmental milestones for 3-year-olds. If the child is turning 5, go to Google and type in developmental milestones for 5-year-olds. Do you know what will come? You'll get information on the various developmental changes, emotional changes, cognitive changes, physical changes that will be happening in the child as the child clocks that new age. And the reason why this is important is because it will help you, the parent, to be able to adjust your parenting. Your parenting becomes more intentional rather than just, the normal routine. So you are able to, assist the child to be able to go through the various changes that he or she will be experiencing emotionally, cognitively, physically, and so forth. So it helps the child, to develop better and have sound mind, and this will reflect in the child's, performance, educational performance as well, or the child's performance in school as well. And please note that development in children is different. The rate is different for every child. However, once the child maintains his own developmental rate or growth rate, you should not be worried. But if you have concerns, I will encourage you to talk to your doctor or talk to your pediatrician about any changes or delays that you might have noticed, so that he or she would help you with that. So let's get into this. There is I would like to give an example. For a 3-year-old, a child turns 3 years old, and then the mother goes in to type in developmental milestones for 3-year-olds. You realize that at that age, the child will have all the 20 sets of baby teeth, all the primary teeth. The child will have that, and by 3 years, the child will be able to hold the spoon and feed him or herself well. So that is some improvement there. So you, the mother or father, after Googling this, now you check that, okay, and even though the rate of development is different for every child, by the time the child clocks a certain age, the child will have most of the developmental milestones in his or her age group. So that is why it's important to check. So at that age, the child will have all the primary teeth or milk teeth in his mouth. The child will be able to feed himself very well. So you, the mother, will begin to help the child to be able to hold the spoon and feed well, because you know that now the child has the ability or capability to do that. And that is beautiful. Then another example, and before I move on to the second example, from age 3, the growth rate is no longer as rapid as you observe in the first year when the child is 1 year. So around this time, some parents get worried and they begin to load their children with all these blood tonics or these hematinics, load them with a lot of multivitamins and iron supplements, because they feel the child is not growing big, as they say, big in quotes. Please, if you have concerns, talk to your pediatrician or your doctor, because loading your child with excess iron could lead to iron poisoning or iron toxicity, and you could lose your child. So please, let's not self-medicate our kids. If there is any concern, see your doctor or pediatrician. Then the second example, if you have a toddler, that's children between 1 to 3 years, you'll notice that they throw a lot of tantrums around that time. As they get to 4 years, then the tantrums begin to reduce. So if you do not, read about your child's developmental milestone, for example, your child keeps throwing and tantrums are natural, they are normal part of child development, because that is how the child expresses his frustration. And children throw tantrums when they are tired, when they are hungry, or when they are uncomfortable. So that is how best the child can express, his frustration to you. So you need some patience there. But if you do not know this, you can easily get furious. You can easily get angry at the child. You do not pay attention. You do not listen to what the child is saying to calm the child down, because you do not understand what is going on. And you, the mother, can be frustrated as well, or father could be frustrated as well, because you don't understand your child anymore. So please, let's begin to read about our children, the changes that are happening in them as they develop or as they grow, so that we can be in a better position to help them. So for toddlers, if you are not careful, you begin to abuse your child physically. You'll be hitting the child. No, that is wrong. It's because of the stage in which the child is. And you realize that as the child gets to 4 years, the tantrum reduces, because from 4 years, the child is better, is able to express his wants and needs better. So the child doesn't throw that much tantrums again. So if you understand this, you, the parent, will, be calm and assist your child to get calm too. So please, let's monitor the kids and, create that suitable environment for them, for their growth. And then another example is teenagers. When it comes to teenagers, for example, your child turns 15 years, and you realize that from 15 to 17 years, they tend to, show independence from their parents. And that is the time that they try to withdraw from you after school, after homework. They want to be in their room. They want to be alone and all that. So you, the parent, will have to be more forthcoming. You have to get closer to your child, more friendly to your child. And then you also encourage them. And if possible, enroll them in some form of extracurricular activity to direct the energy into it. Maybe playing table tennis, piano, and all those kinds of things. And that is the time that they feel a lot of sadness and depression as well. So, and if they do not get that care and love and attention from their parent at that time, the result, peer pressure comes in, and they resort to using drugs, smoking, drinking alcohol, and other vices. In fact, if you go to the some of the senior high schools and you interact with some of the children, most of them, or some of them, are struggling with addiction to pornography and masturbation. And this is because, and some of them, they will tell you their parents are not even aware. And when you see them, they are the good kids, in quotes, that society will see. They appear so calm, gentle, neatly dressed. But because the child is always withdrawn, isolated, they begin to indulge in all this because they have their phones and their friends tell them, oh, we watch it. So please, that is when you should get closer to them. As they move away from you, you get closer with more love and care. And that is when they can easily get depressed too, because of the hormonal changes that are setting in. So please, let's be conscious and then show that love. And then, for instance, if your child, your daughter turns 18 years and still she has not experienced her menses or period, quickly you need to see your obstetrics and gynecologist, or you see your doctor, so that they will examine to see whether there is any problem, so that will be corrected or managed. So please, let's give these special gifts to our children on their birthdays, and make parenting less stressful for ourselves. Thank you, and watch out for more videos. Bye.